I'm really concerned about the level of violent crime in the city centre, and I don't think the proposal of nighttime problems really covers that. Can I suggest that when you're setting your priorities, councillors, you listen to what the inspector said and get some information on the degree of injuries. Now, the inspector's given some ideas of where that can come from. It can come from the ambulance data, it can come from A&E. Now, he's told you about that data. Why not get that here next time? So instead of the violent crime statistics just going up by 1 when there's a major stabbing on Fair Street just 200 metres away from here, or where people are getting broken bones late in the evening, broken jaws you can read about in the Cambridge News, that kind of thing is just a +1 on your violent crime statistic, just the same as someone touching someone else and reporting it as a violent crime. So you get much better information if you requested it. So I think when you've got those kind of things, we should even have a sentence about the stabbing in a report to this meeting. And you could ask the police to communicate a lot better. When that stabbing occurred on Fair Street, the police said nothing about it for many hours. They didn't say anything in that evening when there was a rumour that a stabbing had taken place. You could ask them to communicate better, to either reassure or warn people. And I think that would help people protect themselves from violent crime. So I think you could now, when you come back, you can make a real difference. You could prevent people from having injuries, which would be a substantial thing you could do this evening if you focused the police priorities in that way. I think the one that's proposed is very vague. Well, you can propose it, you're a councillor.
We're talking about wording. So, would you like to suggest the wording? I'm happy to go along with it.
Yeah, I'm happy to take specifics around. So if we prioritise the issue of violent crime in the city centre, I'll make a note that what we mean by that is also greater detail around the data, so breaking it down by what is with injury, what's serious injury, what's without injury. Also, some of the data we have is now starting to specify certainly the A&E data around whether weapons were used. So we can say how many assaults were with a fist, with a knife. You know, we can give you much more meaningful information, which I'm really keen to do, because the numbers are just numbers. Without the context, they tell you very, very little. So I'm happy to take that away as part of the priority.
Yeah, well, if it's not an additional administrative burden done easily and without additional cost, that's...
It's something that we already look at as part of the alcohol-related violent crime group, so I can just bring up that information to this meeting as well, and it will all be sanitised, so it's not an issue of data protection or personal information. It's stuff that we can provide.
Thank you very much. I think I'm going to adjourn at this point. The second issue is violence within the city. That's a very simple suggestion. Does everybody support that issue? Please, can I see your hands if you support that as the second issue?
I just said the city centre, I think.
Yes, violence within the city centre. You want the nighttime comment? All right. Sorry, I'm going to revert to the original recommendation. Alcohol-related violence within the nighttime economy. Can I have a vote on that?
I was just going to say, I was happy to take out the alcohol-related.
Yes,
because there was a lot of talk about the Fair Street stabbing and incidents of violence such as that, which wasn't actually alcohol-related, so I wanted to make sure that we would capture reporting back on serious incidents like that as well. So I'm happy for alcohol-related to be removed and just violence.
So we just say violence within the city at night time.
To be honest.
At any time. Okay. Violence within the city centre. Okay. That's the violence within the city centre. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is anybody voting against that? Violence within the city centre. The